This is a strange world of many races. Akira belongs to the transparent people, so people around him often overlook his existence. But there is one girl who is an exception. Shizuka is clearly blind, yet she can always sense his presence sharply. As they spent time together, Shizuka gradually became attracted to Akira's gentle and gentlemanly nature. But the shy girl didn't know how to express her feelings. Little did she know Akira actually liked her even more.
はい、好きです。やーって。
Not long ago, Akira took Shizuka on their second date to a tea shop run by an elf couple. Customers could mix their preferred flavors here. When asked what Shizuka liked to drink, she thought for a moment and said the tea Akira brewed last time happened to be exactly her favorite flavor. Akira was about to respond, but the dark elf suddenly said that tea was blended by him. Akira had come here some time ago, saying he wanted Shizuka to enjoy her tea. He said it must be nice to have such a thoughtful boyfriend, and asked what it felt like to date a transparent person. Akira hurriedly explained they weren't in a relationship. Seeing the dark elf wanting to gossip more, the white elf beside him dragged him away. Shizuka pondered the dark elf's words, and excitedly asked whether the shop was something Akira found specifically for her. But after realizing what she said, Shizuka felt she was being too self-absorbed, and couldn't help feeling embarrassed.
言い当てられちゃいましたね。
ごめんなさい。
Shizuka apologized for assuming his motives, but Akira praised her, saying that for a detective's assistant, that was an excellent skill. Hearing this, Shizuka said there were too many things she didn't understand. For example, she couldn't imagine Akira's appearance without touching him. As soon as she said that, Akira immediately reached out his hand for her to feel. Her evaluation was that his hand shape was standard, and his nails were beautifully shaped. Akira felt relieved, because he himself couldn't see, and didn't know whether he kept himself tidy enough. Shizuka deeply related to that. She also didn't want her appearance to be strange. Hearing this, Akira pulled her hand up to his face.
ヤコウさんの爪もちゃんと綺麗ですよ。
私の方が見透かされてるみたいだ。
The next day, Shizuka invited her co-worker Luna to go shopping. When buying clothes, she usually relied on her phone to choose.
撮影しました。薄い青色のです。薄い青色。
But this time she couldn't be careless, because what she needed to buy were clothes for a date, so she needed Luna's help.
いいね。
Shizuka helplessly told her to stop. Only then did Luna realize she was too busy admiring the clothes, and hadn't described any of their details to Shizuka. That day, the company held a dinner gathering. Luna worried that if Shizuka drank alcohol, her senses might be affected and she wouldn't get home safely, so she promised to personally take her home later. But after one meal, Luna was completely drunk. At the critical moment, Akira was the reliable one, and the two of them took a taxi home together.
どうしよう。お茶でも飲んでいってくださいってするべき。っていうか私の部屋、人をあげれる状態なのかな。
ヤコウさん。
Akira said he found a pitch-black restaurant, and wanted to invite Shizuka to go with him. It was said that inside, you couldn't see anything while eating. He thought it would let him experience Shizuka's world a little. Hearing this, Shizuka confidently said she would guide him when the time came. Soon they arrived at her home. After struggling for a moment, Shizuka gathered her courage and invited Akira inside for tea. But the taxi was still waiting downstairs, so Akira had no choice but to politely decline.
でも、ヤコウさんが良ければ、今度ぜひ、おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。今度誰かに部屋チェックしてもらおう。
Soon the day of the date arrived. The two went to the so-called pitch-black restaurant. Before the food was served, each table was lit only by a single candle. When the owner blew out the candle, the world instantly fell into complete darkness.
東雲さん、私の世界へようこそ。大丈夫ですか？
ええ。
まずはちょんちょんって触りながら物の配置を確認したらいいですよ。
At that moment, Shizuka sensed that Akira was extremely nervous. Perhaps the darkness made it hard for him to adapt. Shizuka thought he would get used to it after a while. But unexpectedly, Akira said he needed to go to the restroom. He was indeed not okay. His whole body looked uncomfortable. Even though she couldn't see his expression, his movements gave him away. After calming himself down, Akira walked out of the restroom, only to find Shizuka waiting outside the whole time. She even suggested they leave the restaurant directly. Akira felt terribly sorry. It was his idea for the date, yet it ended up like this. But Shizuka smiled and said she already packed the rest of the food, and eating it at home would also be a great experience.
よかったらこの後、僕の家で食べませんか？
いいんですか？
And so Shizuka came to Akira's home for the first time. She never expected things to develop like this. She was so nervous that she could only respond with "oh" every time she spoke. Akira apologized again for what happened earlier, then gathered his courage to explain why he was afraid of the dark. When he was in elementary school, the school organized a mountain trip, and at night they held a courage testing activity. Two students would walk through the forest with a candle to reach a destination. Akira originally walked with his partner, but during the walk, his partner suddenly saw the silhouette of a close friend ahead. He got overly excited, and ran off with the candle, leaving Akira alone in place. As the moonlight was covered by clouds, Akira became lost in the darkness. He wanted to wait for someone to come get him, but no matter how long he waited, no one came. Filled with anxiety, fear, and all kinds of negative emotions, Akira crawled and stumbled his way back to the group, only to find that neither the students nor the teachers had noticed he was missing. Akira was heartbroken, realizing that because he was transparent, his presence or absence made no difference. This incident left a deep shadow in Akira's heart, and unknowingly became a psychological trauma, because in the city he was almost never in complete darkness. He never realized he was afraid of the dark until now. Hearing this, Shizuka said she would definitely notice him, because Akira's voice was usually very steady, so once it wavered, it was obvious. Just like now, even though his voice sounded cheerful, the clinking of his glass and the rhythm of his drinking had become chaotic. She could clearly feel Akira's fear and sadness.
私、東雲さんがいなくなったら寂しいです。絶対探し出しますよ。
僕とお付き合いしてくれませんか？そういう反応ですか？
嫌とかじゃなくて。
はい。
Akira expressed that he hoped she could stay by his side. Shizuka snapped back to her senses and hurriedly explained that she wasn't unwilling. It was just that they were currently in Akira's home, and if she agreed to date him now, what would they do afterward? Hearing this, Akira quickly added that his plan for today was to take her home after they finished eating, but Shizuka said that was just for today. What about the future?
もう、それとも、どうにかされたいですか？何ですか？今の効果音みたいな声。はい、ですよね、ですよね。はい、好きです。やーって。